North Carolina law bans police from destroying the guns that they seize. This sounds like a healthy way to manage our gun population. So this is a law that North Carolina passed. It's called the Save the Gun Law. And among the slew of right-wing laws that have been ushered through the Republican-dominated North Carolina legislature this year, this one bans police from destroying confiscated or unclaimed guns. Who else would back this law but the National Rifle Association?
Of course they would.
And it went into effect this past Sunday, and it means that all police must either keep or sell any guns that come into their contact unless they're already damaged or missing serial numbers. And this is a problem because it seriously undermines the ability to have a successful gun buyback program where someone can bring in extra guns. Some cities, including Washington, D.C., offer cash for them, and they receive them no questions asked. Richard, what do you think?
Well, first, I think the North Carolina state legislature is beyond crazy, right? Like
I think they're beyond repair.
Well, no, elections repair state legislatures. Let's just be real. I mean, folks turn out in the next state. This is why, for the record, when we say elections have consequences, North Carolina, big example. But this is sort of sick, and of course it's sponsored by the NRA. Well, let's take that back. The gun manufacturers that fund the NRA. I think I got to tell you, folks, this is about getting really bad weapons off the street. I think why weapons are bad in general, but these are like killing machines off the street, and making our communities safer. And I think sometimes, Rich, when people talk about gun control, they only think about the Newtown or the Aurora, but I think it's even beyond that. Look at Chicago, and look at the stand your ground law and the impact that it has all across the country. So I got to tell you, I really think that something has got to be done about the guns, and sadly, the NRA is working in the opposite direction and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that aside from that point, one of the interesting things about this, these laws, is the fact that it undermines the power of the local judges in order to make these decisions for their communities. And it really, the NRA, we generally see them moving with their laws towards some kind of top-down structure where everything is getting funneled in and decisions are increasingly not being made with individuals in mind and with the input of the actual community.
No, I think you're totally right. These laws are being done in a vacuum by a group of people that are paid for and sponsored by big money-backed Republicans and conservatives, and beyond big money-backed Republicans and conservatives that sponsor them, they're owned by Alec and the Koch brothers, and this is just some really, really, really sick stuff. And their constituents are adamantly against it. That's why they have more Mondays and they get arrested in large numbers, because they know these laws are insane.
Exactly. And the craziest thing about all of this, in my opinion, I don't know, there's a lot of crazy things about it, but the one thing I wanted to highlight is how most people, these constituents, agree with background checks. I mean, I don't think that passing a law like this has anything to do, it's just like keeping guns more like part of our culture. They're not making any more guns as a result of this. If anything, it seems like gun manufacturers would be losing as a result of this because there are more guns in circulation, so they're not able to make more. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that people have a right to own a gun, but there are common sense measures that we can come up with that background checks, for instance, who for a normal law-abiding citizen, the quote-unquote responsible gun owner, isn't really much more of a hurdle, and then we don't have to have these buyback programs in the first place.